Welcome everyone, this is success strategist Naheed Oberfeld, and I help you to grow your business by uncovering your hidden limiting beliefs. Today, we're starting our 30-day business transformation challenge. And if you haven't yet checked out my first introductory video, I suggest that you log on to my website. It's www.oberfeldcoaching.com and it's under the blog section. The video is going to explain exactly how you can win a free money map session with me. And in this session, we're going to go over 5 major categories of your money and see exactly what is blocking you from earning more or saving more or reducing your debt if that happens to be a concern of yours. And this offer, by the way, is only for people who connect with me as we go through the challenge videos and send me their topic suggestions, their progress reports, or any kind of comments that you have. And these money map sessions are really popular. I now offer them to my VIP business intensive clients, which costs a lot of money. It's part of my program. So if this interests you, be sure to take advantage of this great free opportunity because it may not come up again. Now, before I get into today's training, there are 2 really important things that I would like to address with you. First of all, if you've never worked with me before, I want to say welcome and thanks for joining me. And the way I help you overcome your inner blocks is by using a mind-body technique that is called Emotional Freedom Technique, or EFT for short. A lot of people also refer to it as tapping, and you're going to see why for very obvious reasons. And then what I'm going to do is to guide you through an exercise to uncover your exact limiting beliefs and emotions that you feel, and then we're going to start the tapping process. That's where the transformation occurs. The second point is that transformation does not happen in a 2-minute video. So if you do not have as many clients as you would like, or you're not attracting your ideal clients, please take the time to do this process with me because you will be amazed by what you uncover as your limiting beliefs as well as the results that you're going to get. So get a pen and paper handy and a glass of water because we're about to get started. So we're going to start with an experience, and I'm going to ask you to close your eyes and imagine that you're looking at a movie screen and you're the star of the movie. So picture yourself on the screen. Next, I want you to think about an interaction that you had with a potential client or a prospect that went really badly. So take a second to recall one incident. Now project that scenario of you making your sale to that person on the screen and take a moment to really watch what's happening. Okay? Look at you initiating the conversation. Was that easy or difficult? Are you able to engage the person? And how did that feel? Now you're introducing your products and services. Does it seem like the person's interested? And finally, you're about to make your offer and you start talking. What's happened here? Okay? What's happening in the scene? And I don't want you to skip the painful parts. This is where your blocks and insights are hidden. So what do you feel is really going on in the scene? Are you feeling uncomfortable? Is your confidence dipping? Is your stress level rising as you see your sales sort of slipping away from you? I would like you to really take in the entire picture of what's going on. And still keep your eyes closed. And now I want you to focus on your body. Do you feel tension anywhere in your body? And if yes, where? And be really specific, such as tightness in my low back or pressure in my chest, in my upper chest. Be very specific about the area. Next, I want you to think about what are the top 3 emotions that you're feeling as you recall this incident and you're watching it on the screen. It could be something like disappointment, frustration, anger. And now rate the level of the emotion that you're feeling right now from 0 to 10. So if 10 was the highest level of emotion you have ever felt, what number would you give right now? Now I want you to open your eyes and write down where you feel in your body the tension that we just talked about. What are the top 3 emotions that you're experiencing? And also the degree of intensity that you're feeling from 0 to 10. Please don't skip this step. Pause the video if you need to and write it all down. Alright, so I'm going to ask you to close your eyes one more time, and this time pay attention to your prospect. So really look at who you're working with over here. What is her reaction? What does his body language look like? Is it friendly or is it upset? What's the tone of her voice like? Inviting or standoffish? Is he pleased that you approached him? And if you were to guess, what is the thought running through your prospect's mind as you're talking and making your pitch? So take a minute to really identify this thought. It could be something like, you don't deserve my time, or you're not worth this price. See what comes up for you. And open your eyes, and I want you to write that down as well. Okay, so take a deep breath. We're finished with our experience. But now what I'd like to do is help you connect the dots from our experience that we just had. So every time you connect with a prospect, your nervous system is wired to run the emotions you just identified. And these emotions trigger the physical tension that you felt. And by the way, that's your stress response. And finally, the underlying belief that is responsible for all of this is your perception of what your prospect is thinking about. So, can you see why it's so challenging for you to feel calm and confident when you talk to your prospects or your potential clients? Instead of inviting them into a conversation, does it feel like you're about to do battle with them? And the energy you're projecting is disempowering beliefs, and that is how you push your clients away from you. And it's really subtle. That's the problem. We don't even know that this is happening. But this is the difference between people who attract clients and opportunities effortlessly and those who find themselves struggling to increase their business. They're in this cycle, continuous cycle. So I hope you get to see why it is crucial to first release these beliefs. And if not, you're going to keep replaying this pattern over and over again. And guess what? It's frustrating, it's disappointing, and it's definitely heartbreaking. So take another deep breath. And I'm going to ask you to get a drink of water. Because now we're shifting our energy because we're moving into the transformation part. And as I said, if you've never tapped with me before, it's a little weird, I will agree. But just follow along with me. Tap on the points that I do and repeat the phrases that I do. There's a lot of great information on the benefits of EFT, which I'm not going to get into right now. You're welcome to check out my YouTube channel for that. But what I will say is that EFT is the only technique that I know that impacts all aspects of our blocks, our emotions, our bodily sensations, and as well as our mental beliefs, the 3 things that we identified earlier. Now, I'm going to use words that I frequently hear my clients say, but I want you to tune into your exact emotions that we just identified. So let's start with the setup phrase. So raise your hand, it's either your left hand or right hand, it doesn't matter, and gently tap on what we call the karate chop point, okay, right over here, and repeat after me. Every time I think about approaching a prospect, the thought that comes to mind is that I'm what? Okay, what's the belief that you just identified? What's that limiting belief? Okay, then let's continue on. The emotions that I feel are what came up for you. What are the emotions? List your 3 emotions here. And then we continue. And I feel this tension in my body where? At the level of a what? What was your number from 0 to 10? And I accept how I feel. Now we're going to repeat this 2 more times, but this time I'm going to add what most people say to me. Now you can repeat my words or you can add your own words. Either way, you will experience the benefit. So let's start again. Every time I approach my prospects, my brain is wired to think that I don't deserve their time and I'm not worth this price, which makes me feel disappointed, frustrated, and angry at the level of a 9. And I feel the tension as this tightness in my low back. And I accept that this is how I feel. Every time I approach my prospects, my brain is wired to think that I don't deserve their time. And I'm not worth this price, which makes me feel disappointed, frustrated, and angry at the level of a 9. And I feel this tension as this tightness in my low back. And I accept that this is how I feel. Now we're going to move to the top of the head, and what we're going to do is just with a few fingers, we're going to tap on our sweet spot over here. And we really want to focus on the negative stuff that comes up, which is very different from most other modalities. And it feels a bit weird when you first start, but give it a try and repeat after me. I'm wired to believe that nobody values what I have to offer. We move on to the inner eye, which is the point where our bridge of our nose and our eyebrow meet, and we'll say, which means that they don't value me. I move to the outer eye, and this is where my eyebrow ends, and I feel that bony point there, and it fills me with disappointment. Go to under the eye, you feel the bony point again, frustration and anger. Then we move directly under the nose, okay, 1 or 2 fingers, it doesn't matter, at the level of a 9. Go to the chin point, which is where that cleft is. This belief inside of me, take your hands and kind of put them in as a ball and then tap gently right underneath your collarbone point, that I don't deserve their time. So that was 1 full round. We're going to do it again. So start at the top, or their money. Inner eyes, and I feel it as this tension in my lower back. So sometimes, as you can see, I use both hands. Outer eyes, filled with frustration and disappointment. Under the eyes, and anger with myself. Under the nose, because I really needed to have that client. Chin point, this tension in my lower back at the level of a 9 fills me with disappointment. Top of the head, frustration, anger. I'll never grow my business if I don't shift this. All this fear inside. I feel it as this tightness in my back. The message running through my body is that I don't deserve their time and I'm not worth their money. Disappointment, frustration, anger at the level of a 9. Every time I think about connecting with a prospect, disappointment, frustration, anger at the level of a 9. Every time I think about meeting a new client. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to stop and take a deep breath. And drink another sip of water. And really tune into your body for a second. So my first question to you is, how strong is the tension that you felt in your body? Did it increase or did it decrease? Now focus on your emotion and rate that intensity again and write down your new number. So I started off as a 9. Okay? I don't feel a 9 anymore, so I'm going to state that new number. It could be higher or it could be lower. Now, we're going to continue. We're going to do one more round, but this time we're going to go a little bit deeper. Okay, so write down your numbers. It's really important. And we're going to start, right at the top. Losing this client reminds me of the time. Now, what's coming up for you? So, for example, what does this incident just remind you of? Let's move to the inner eyes. For me, it made me feel like a loser and a failure. The last time I lost my client, the message was that I'm never going to be successful. Right? So really allow what negative thoughts come to you. At this rate, I'm never going to be successful. A part of me continues to believe that I am what? It could be a failure, it could be a loser. And this part sabotages me every time I approach a prospect. Because part of me still believes that I am not good enough. So I continue to hold myself back. And I accept that this is how I sabotage myself. Feeling like a failure, like a loser, never going to be successful. So stop for a second and take a deep breath. And just kind of tune in again to your body. So how strong is this tension that you felt? For many people, it's probably decreased by this point. And again, focus on your emotion and rate the intensity once again and write down your new number. Did you find that it went lower? It could have gotten higher, but for most people it would have gone lower, or it might not have changed. But if it's still high, and by high I mean above a 2 or a 3, I'm going to ask you to repeat this exercise a few more times and really allow your feelings to come to the surface. Because by tapping as your emotions come up, you're giving yourself the opportunity to release these emotions, release these belief systems instead of stuffing them inside, right? That's what we normally do. And that's how you shift your blocks and beliefs, by allowing them to come up, tapping through the acupuncture points. There's been a lot of research that shows that there's a shift in perspective. So this concludes our first video, and if you found this to be useful, please share your experiences and sign up on my website to be informed of the other videos that I'm going to be posting during this 30-day business transformation challenge. Feel free to invite others who may benefit from this training. And once again, I want to welcome you and thank you for joining me for this 30-day business transformation program. I look forward to hearing your topic suggestions, and you can expect to see the next video on Monday. Thank you.